Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I posted on my Instagram story yesterday that I was doing 3 races in 24 hours. This race is called the Tour de Pain Run that's put on in Jacksonville, Florida. And I actually had a lot of questions about running on my Instagram. So I thought I would just go ahead and answer some questions here. I told everyone just send me their questions and I'll answer them in a Q&A video. So that's why we're here. So I'm going to go through questions. I actually get questions all the time about running, and to be honest, I need to ask follow-up questions. So my responses are very long and it takes a lot of time to answer back because I want to know your history, how much are you running, where you're starting out at, if you're active, all sorts of stuff. Sorry, Jax needs to be in the video. So my responses are quite long, so I thought it'd be easier to do a Q&A video like this. That way I can answer all the questions in one area and then you can have all your information here. Start off by thinking about my history with running. I first started running in 2013 and this was for training for a bodybuilding show. So my coach at the time, saw my physique and said, you need to run. I carried a lot of weight in my lower half, thighs, my glutes. I carried a lot of weight there. So running was one of the better exercises for me to do to reduce body fat. So I ran, and I ran 4 miles every single day. Kind of crazy, and that's not needed to lose fat. You can do it in other areas and other ways, and I'll kind of show you some of those tips and tricks here. So 2013 I started running. I've done a half marathon since. I've probably done over like 20 to 30 races, and I run a couple times a week. So running is a big part of my life, and I've learned a lot of stuff throughout the way. So that's why when people ask me questions about running, I truly want to take my time out of it because I've learned a lot of stuff and I want to kind of see where that person's at in their journey and see what their struggles are so I can help them. So first question. What's your tip for running for weight loss and toning? Also, what's the best and healthiest way to improve cardiovascular health? So I'll answer that first part. So you will not lose weight just by running. It doesn't work like that. And trust me, I've tried it like that before too. Nutrition and diet needs to be on point as well too. So for easy math, let's just say body mass I have, the muscle I have on me, I burn 2,000 calories a day. Doing nothing, I just burn 2,000 calories. And let's say I do a 6-mile run. 6-mile run on average can burn like 600 calories. So I will have to eat 2,600 calories to maintain what I have. It includes that run. So if you want to do it for weight loss, you're gonna need to cut those calories. So I suggest everyone start by cutting at least 200 calories a day. So I will eat 2,400 calories during that day. And track your progress as you go. Do that for the first week. See how your weight if it's going up or going down. So running alone is not going to help for weight loss. I hate to say it, and I've tried that before, but your diet and nutrition needs to be on point as well too. So what's the best and healthiest way to improve cardiovascular health? Well, to start doing cardio activities, and this can be anything, not just from running, it can be elliptical, walking. Start increasing that week by week, and then that way you can improve your health. And it does take time. Don't get discouraged if you're out of breath that first run. It happens to all of us. Next question I have is, do you think it helps with getting legs down? I carry most muscle and fat in my legs. Girl, me too. It's so common in women, it really is. And that's the reason why I started running in the beginning, because I wanted to tone and lean down my legs. So yes, it does help if you do it right. Just like before, your nutrition and diet needs to be on point as well too. I would say longer runs will help. My question to her would be, have you ran before? If you haven't, you need to slowly increase your endurance. And then start by doing like 2 miles a couple times a week, and then on the weekends do a longer run. Those longer runs are going to help break down the muscle. And I like that she says muscle and fat. To be honest, when you run, you will lose some muscle in your legs. You will. It's going to happen. You've seen the photos of a sprinter's body versus a runner's marathon's body. They're completely different. My thing is, I want that happy medium. So my question to her would probably be, Does she want to lose muscle in her legs or just fat? If it's just fat, I would have her run a couple times a week and then do HIIT sprints as well too, so she can maintain that muscle. So for her, I'd probably say do about 2 miles a couple times a week, and then on other nights do like a HIIT session, and it can even be like 15-20 minutes on the treadmill. Sprint for a minute, walk for a minute, sprint for a minute, walk for a minute, you know, rotate that until you get to the 15 minutes. And then I would probably have her do a long run on the weekends too, just to help break down her legs a little bit. It sounds like she's not very, she just wants to reduce the size of her legs, and that's how you'll do it. You got to incorporate a little bit of everything, but try and keep that muscle because that's going to help her burn calories throughout the day. Okay, so this one just says breathing and endurance. So I actually had another question that's similar. Hold on, let me find this one. But I'm not in the best shape for running. What's things you suggest? And then she said she has a really bad trouble pacing herself, and how do you breathe? So a little tip I have is breathe to the music you're listening to. That helps remind yourself to breathe. That is my biggest struggle, is I forget to breathe. I mean, it sounds kind of weird and crazy, but you're so focused on your run, you forget to breathe sometimes. So I will be as dramatic as possible when I breathe, and I'll breathe in and out. Inhale in, exhale out. And I will be that dramatic on the run. People will probably be like, what the heck? But it helps me breathe. So I do it. It's for me. So back to her question, breathing and endurance. So once again, if you're having a hard time breathing, just breathe to the music, like every 4th or 5th beat. Just inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. If you feel like you're out of breath, that's when you need to take those deeper breaths every time and focus on it. I guarantee a couple times into that, really over exaggerating your breath and pushing the air out, you're going to end up breathing better. And that's going to help with your endurance too. You'll be able to go longer for a longer period of time if you really work on your breathing. So I hope that answered it. Another question. What tips do you have for someone running to try to lose weight? Your nutrition and diet will have to be on point. Some other tips I have for trying to lose weight while running is to outside running is 10 times better than running on the treadmill. When you're running on the treadmill, you're just going at that steady pace. You're not really fluctuating in like inclines or anything else. You're just cruising. And sometimes you don't push yourself as hard as you would if you were outside. So I always suggest running outside. You're going to get the natural sweat of being outside too. It's just overall better. So some other tips for weight loss: run outside more. Try not to run on the treadmill. And then run in intervals too. When you're outside, you can even run for 5 minutes straight and walk for a minute. Run for 5 minutes and walk for another minute. Keeping those intervals is going to keep your heart rate up, which leads to burning more calories, burning more fat during your workout. So intervals are great. Another question I got to is around cramping. So cramping might happen, and there's a couple different ones. There's shin splints, which is basically the muscle cramping in your shin area. And then there's the cramp that you feel on like your right side. Those types of cramping is basically just dehydration. You need to make sure you're drinking water before and after your run, and even throughout the week. That's why it's so important to drink at least a gallon a day if you're running outside, especially in these hotter summer months. If you're getting a cramp in your side, that right side, kind of like right under your rib area, that just means dehydration. So I would honestly just step to the side, put your hands over your head, and just deep breaths like we talked about before. So shin splints. If you are getting shin splints, just step to the side and stretch out your calves. You can do those ABC exercises where you spell out the alphabet with your foot. It's gonna help like loosen up that muscle cramping. And also if you're getting shin splints, it's probably because you need shoes. Don't have to be expensive, anywhere from like 40, 45 bucks. But these are Mizuno's. I like these a lot. They support my foot, and it truthfully makes a difference. I mean, night and day difference. So shoes are very important. Another tip I have is to get some type of device or something that can track your miles. That way you can see how fast you're going. Use the Nike Run Plus app. You basically, you can see all your miles, track everything there, your distance, everything. So it's really great. I love this. And it pairs great with the Apple Watch too. So as you're running, you can look down and see what mile you're at. So thank you for watching this video. I hope it was helpful in any way. If you do have questions, you can always message me on Instagram at Erica E. Altman. And until next time, I'll see you later.